Maybe bishop c7 to hit the pawn on g3. After all, that's the weakness. h5 played. But can we not go knight f6 now to just attack this? Well, then there's g4. He goes rook h8. And knight to d3 played. Maybe the knight would like to come to f4 and then to the g6 square. Knight comes to f6. Knight f4 played. Magnus clinging on to his extra pawn. Rook h7 played, now with the idea of e5 and perhaps picking up the pawn on h5. But the rook comes and defends it. Bishop c7. Threatening to take here and here. Knight g6 played. Tricky. But now knight takes h5 is impossible. The rook defends it. So he goes long castle here. Wow. And Magnus goes pawn to d3. Maybe opening up this queen here. King b8 played. And bishop f3. Well, Javokhir has been playing so well here. And so has Magnus. It's been a high-class game. Will Javokhir go e5, e4? Just getting the pawn down the board. Yes, he pushes forward. e5 on the board. And long castle played. Pawn comes up to e4. Takes. Knight takes. Wow. Okay. There's pressure now on g3. Some serious pressure. I think he has to take the knight, no? He does take it. Queen takes e4. Now king steps away. King to b1, but the e3 pawn is weak. g3 pawn is weak. h5 pawn is a weakness for Javokhir, actually assessing the position brilliantly. Queen goes here. Rook h4. Maybe you can actually take this. Queen g3 takes would give a strong h-pawn. So bishop takes could have been better, but queen g5 even stronger. Knight f4 played. So if you take, he wants to take back with the e-pawn, improving the structure. So rook g8 played. Wow. Attacking g3. Rook comes back to h3. Now queen g4. Not only looking at the rook, both the rooks actually on d1 and h1. Queen goes to h1 here. And Sindarov now plays rook e8. He's going after the e3 pawn. He's playing so well. Matching Magnus move for move. Magnus has 44 seconds. Rook h4. Packing the queen. Now shall we take the pawn? Queen takes g3. No, he doesn't. He stays on. Queen f3 played. And a6. Javokhir is trusting his position. He feels it that he has enough here. Rook to h1. Defending the pawn on h5. Rook h6. And pawn to g4. The bishop goes out to b6. Knight to g2 played. Defending the pawn on e3. And white's position has improved a bit. Takes. Queen e5. Now rook g6 offering a trade. He comes back. And h6 played. The king moves to the side. That's a very good prophylactic move. It will come in handy later. Queen f4. But now bishop takes e3. Equalizes on the spot. He can play it. Bishop takes e3 is the move. Plays it with just 15 seconds on the clock. Magnus 29 seconds. You can see Magnus feeling the discomfort there. Maybe he missed this move. He's ready to take the queen. But then it's all even. Takes. Knight takes. And rook takes. He pushes his pawn to b4. Now it's all equal now. 4 pawns per side. He brings his king up. Rook h5 played. Threatening rook takes d5. The pawn is pinned. Tricky Magnus. Maybe king b5. Come up ahead. He goes back. He's like king on a7 is safe. c3. Now rook to f3. It's always difficult playing such endgames against Magnus. He's the endgame goat. He always finds some ways to put on the pressure. Rook to e3. Rook comes back to h2. And now he stays there. He's bringing his king in. Sindarov's main problem is that this rook is passive. King d6. He brings the rook. He brings the king. But if one pair of rooks get traded, that would be a big problem because then the king would come up. So rook f4. And rook g7 played. Now you can take it. Takes. Who puts the rook behind the pawn? Rook h7. And a5. Just trading off pieces should be a good idea. Have to be always careful about queen and attack here on b7, which could come in. He goes king b5. King f3, rook goes to g1, b3, and look at Magnus tricky. He's threatening to queen and checkmate here. Go back, Javokhir. No blunders. A big blunder, and look at Magnus. He makes a queen. Oh my god, Javokhir Sindarov misses that moment. And he resigns because he takes the queen. Rook takes b7 is checkmate. Wow, what a miss that was.